In the noise of modern life, in the chaos of daily stress, we often ask ourselves a simple but powerful question. How do I stay calm when everything around me is falling apart? In this video, we take a deep dive into the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. Not as a theory, not as a self-help trend, but as a practical way to transform how we deal with anger, sadness, fear, anxiety, and negativity. Welcome to your fortress of the mind, a place no insult, failure, or emotional storm can penetrate unless you allow it. 1. Why Stoicism matters today. Today, more people than ever struggle with emotional overload. Social media triggers comparison. News fuels outrage. Deadlines cause anxiety. Disagreements turn into digital warfare. We're overstimulated, overreactive, and underprepared for emotional resistance. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy born in the streets of Athens and the courts of Rome, offers something radical. Peace through perspective. Not by suppressing feelings, but by learning how to see emotions clearly, manage them wisely, and live virtuously despite them. It begins by recognizing a truth that changes everything. You are not your emotions. You are the observer of them. 2. The core of Stoic control. The Stoics taught that the only thing we truly control is our own mind, our judgments, choices, and responses. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, put it like this. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You can't stop people from being rude. You can't stop events from happening. But you can stop yourself from being disturbed by them. This shift from trying to control the world to controlling your reactions is the foundation of building your mental fortress. A fortress doesn't mean emotionless. It means unshakable. 3. Emotions are signals, not commands. We often treat emotions like absolute truths. Angry? Then someone must have wronged us. Anxious? Then something terrible must be coming. But emotions are not facts. They're signals, alerts that something feels off. The Stoics believed emotions result from judgments, and those judgments can be questioned. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them." Your heart racing doesn't mean you're in danger. Your anger doesn't mean someone deserves revenge. Your job as the guardian of your inner fortress is to observe the emotion, pause, investigate the belief behind it, and choose your response. We often treat emotions like absolute truths. Angry? Then someone must have wronged us. Anxious? Then something terrible must be coming. But emotions are not facts. They're signals, alerts that something feels off. The Stoics believed emotions result from judgments, and those judgments can be questioned. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them." Your heart racing doesn't mean you're in danger. Your anger doesn't mean someone deserves revenge. Your job, as the guardian of your inner fortress, is to observe the emotion, pause, investigate the belief behind it, and choose your response. 4. The Stoic shield, Premeditatio Malorum. One powerful Stoic practice for handling negativity is Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of adversity. Sounds grim? Not at all. It's training. Mental preparation. The Stoics would visualize things going wrong, losing a job, being insulted, losing a loved one, not to become pessimists, but to remove fear's power. Seneca wrote, "He who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." When you expect life to be imperfect, you're no longer surprised when it is. You become mentally armored. You don't hope for bad things, but you prepare for them, so they can't control you. 5. Journaling, the inner dialogue of Stoics. Every night, Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, not to impress, not for social media, but to review his day. Reflect, refine, repeat. What did I do well today? Where did I overreact? Where did I live in accordance with reason? This nightly practice is emotional strength training. It's how you fortify the fortress. Journaling is not a weakness, it's a weapon. 6. Dealing with insults and provocation. Insults are emotional landmines. But the Stoic response? Disarm them by not stepping on them. Epictetus advised, if someone speaks badly of you and it is true, correct yourself. If it is false, laugh. You don't have to engage every battle. The more you react, the more power you give away. Remember, your peace is precious. Your attention is a currency. Spend both wisely. 7. Choosing virtue over impulse. The Stoics believed that the ultimate goal of life is virtue, living wisely, justly, courageously, and with self-discipline. You don't control the outcome, but you control whether you act with integrity. This is radical freedom. You can lose a job, be misunderstood, face hardship and still live nobly. You can suffer and still choose not to be bitter. The Stoic doesn't seek comfort. They seek character. That is the foundation of the fortress. 8. The Dichotomy of Control, the Stoic compass. At the center of Stoicism is a simple but revolutionary concept: the dichotomy of control. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us, and some are not. What is up to you? Your opinions, your choices, your goals, your reactions. What is not? The weather, other people, the past, the economy." When you live as if everything is within your control, you suffer needlessly. When you let go of what you can't control and focus fully on what you can, you walk through storms with clarity and power. The dichotomy is not limiting. It's liberating. 9. Practicing voluntary discomfort. Modern life is designed for comfort, but the Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort to train resilience. Seneca said, "Set aside now and then a number of days during which you will be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself, 'Is this the condition I feared?' Sleep on the floor. Skip a meal. Take a cold shower. Walk instead of drive. These aren't punishments, they're training grounds. When you voluntarily face discomfort, you weaken fear. You stop being fragile. You prove to yourself, 'I can handle more than I think.' And with that confidence, you become emotionally bulletproof." 10. Amor Fati, loving the fate you didn't choose. Amor Fati, a Latin phrase. It means love of fate. Not just accepting life's events. Not just tolerating hardship. But embracing it. Everything that happens, even the pain, becomes part of your story. Marcus Aurelius said, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." You are that fire. Even what tries to break you can become fuel. Amor Fati is not passivity. It is active transformation. You stop resisting life. You start collaborating with it. 11. The observer mind, watching your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. This is the space where Stoicism and mindfulness meet. When a negative thought arises, don't suppress it. Watch it. Label it. There is anger. There is fear. You don't wrestle it, you witness it. Epictetus taught, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. By observing instead of reacting, you reclaim the space between stimulus and response, and in that space is your freedom. 12. Ego is the enemy of peace. Nothing disturbs the mind more than ego. Ego craves attention. Ego demands control. Ego fears failure and needs to be right. The Stoics were warriors not just of the world, but of the self. True strength, they believed, lies in humility. Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will, then your life will flow well. Epictetus. Drop the need to be admired. Drop the need to win every argument. Drop the need to always be understood. And what remains? Peace. 13. Memento Mori, the power of mortality. Memento Mori, remember you will die. A sobering reminder, but also a sacred one. The Stoics reflected on death daily, not out of morbidity, but out of clarity. When you accept that life is short, you stop wasting time on grudges, pettiness, and drama. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Death sharpens focus. When you embrace mortality, you begin to truly live. Not later. Now. 14. The Logos, trusting the order of the universe. The Stoics believed in the Logos, the rational structure behind the universe. You don't have to believe in a god to understand this idea. The Logos is the concept that life unfolds in patterns, in cycles, with meaning, even if you can't always see it. Marcus Aurelius asked, "Does the sun try to do the moon's work? Does the river complain of the mountain?" When you trust in life's natural order, and align your actions with reason and virtue, you flow with the current, not against it. And with that trust comes peace. A sense that you are where you're meant to be. Even now. 15. The importance of inner dialogue. We all talk to ourselves. The Stoics just made sure that inner voice was a teacher, not a tyrant. Every moment, you are interpreting reality. Are you harsh? Are you catastrophizing? Are you judging others constantly? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Your inner dialogue is your emotional environment. Speak to yourself with clarity, with discipline, with perspective, and when needed, with compassion. 16. Consistency over intensity. Don't try to be stoic in one grand act of self-control. Instead, be stoic in 1,000 small decisions. The real fortress is built brick by brick. One pause before reacting. One moment of restraint. One evening reflection. Seneca said, "No man becomes great all at once." You don't have to be perfect. But if you're consistent, even quietly, you will become unshakable. 17. Becoming the fortress. And so we return to the beginning. The fortress of the mind. Not a wall to keep the world out, but a stronghold of wisdom, patience, and virtue within. When others lash out, you remain still. When circumstances shift, you adapt. When life tests you, you respond, not with panic, but with purpose. This is the Stoic life. Not easy, but simple. Not cold, but clear. Day by day, breath by breath, decision by decision. You become the fortress. So how do you defend your mind against negativity? Not with denial. Not with numbness. But with discipline. Perspective. Practice. You observe your emotions, without becoming them. You prepare for challenges, without fearing them. You live with intention, even when life is unfair. And over time, you become unshakable. Not because the world is easier, but because you are stronger. Your mind becomes a fortress, and you are the guard at its gate. If you found value in this exploration of Stoicism, consider subscribing for more wisdom to sharpen the mind and strengthen the spirit. Leave a comment. What's one Stoic idea that's helped you? And remember, you are not your emotions. You are the master of them. Stay calm, stay grounded, and keep building your fortress of the mind.